When this homestand began, the Cardinals were hoping home cooking would help the team reignite its offense. With the possibility of sweeping the hottest team in baseball, Cardinal Nation has reason to be excited. Co-ace Woody Williams takes the ball and takes on Toronto. Next on Fox Sports Net. The first two series of this homestand didn't go so well with Houston and Pittsburgh in town. It's been better with Toronto here. Interleague baseball has helped the Cardinals and helped Tino Martinez as the Cardinals have taken on the Toronto Blue Jays at the start of play against the AL East. And tonight, go for the sweep at Busch Stadium. It's the Toronto Blue Jays and the St. Louis Cardinals wrapping up their three-game set at Busch. And welcome to the broadcast booth. I'm Joe Buck along with Al Raboski, and we came on the air a couple of nights ago hoping that this might be it for Tino Martinez. Maybe we were grasping at straws, maybe it was just wishful thinking, but so far so good. And he has not only been productive, he's looked good in doing so. Nothing cheap. He's been hitting the ball hard.
4 for 9 in this series, got a bunch of RBIs, and Tino's got a smile back in his face. But he is so important to this ball club, and you see what he's done in the month of June. I know it's early, but 385 is a good start.
It even includes this triple. Come on, a triple. Back-to-back with Tino Martinez and Mike Matheny last night. There is Tino sliding into third base. And that's not the only story for the Cardinals tonight. The other part of it is Woody Williams getting the start, going for victory number 8. And if there's a guy that the Cardinals want to lean on to finish off a sweep, a guy you know you're going to get the right kind of effort from, it's Woody Williams. He goes tonight.
That's right. He's facing his former team for the first time, the Blue Jays, and Woody's 13-3 when he's pitching here at home, 7-1 on the year with an excellent ERA at home. Just everything he does just personifies winning.
Well, we'll see how he does tonight. As Al mentioned, taking on his former franchise. He really grew up in the Toronto organization. Then he went to San Diego, then the Cardinals somehow. And I still think there should be an investigation. Got him from the San Diego Padres, and we know how he's been for the Cardinals since. We also know how Albert Pujols has been for the Cardinals since the moment he arrived. He and the Cardinals try to finish off a sweep against Toronto. It's yours next on Fox Sports Net.
Here tonight at Busch Stadium, they are filing in. It'll be Woody Williams 7-1 against Mark Hendrickson 4-4 as the Cardinals go for the sweep. And welcome back to Cardinals baseball. Joe and Al have the call here tonight. And as you hear periodically throughout the games, we always are talking about email the booth on foxsports.com. The keyword Cardinals booth. We can't get to all the emails. We've had over 4,000 in the last 2 weeks, but we had a couple of people write in, Silvio and Stephanie, and this is a question that's been asked an awful lot of us to find out the answer. Fernando Vina, Eli Marrero, their injuries, their updates on their injuries, when we might see them come back. We go right to the source. That is the Cardinals trainer, Barry Weinberg.
Eli and Fernando both had two interesting or very uncommon to baseball injuries. Eli sprained the ligament between the two lower leg bones, and right now he's just in the initial stages of rehab, where he does some range of motion exercises and very light bicycling and non-impact activities. Fernando's has opted to go out to California. He's going to rehab now. He's in an initial stage of rehab also. He tore the one of the hamstring tendons, actually, so he's just in a healing stage right now from the surgery, and he's out in California, and he'll be out there doing his rehab probably for the next 6 weeks.
Our thanks to Barry Weinberg, the Cardinal trainer. And again, what we will do is periodically answer some of these emails and go right to the source. Thanks for writing in on foxsports.com. We'll take another time out of Cardinals baseball. Woody Williams looks to join the ranks of 8-game winners. Cardinals baseball is coming up.
Baseball on Fox Sports Net, brought to you by Bud Light, for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light. By your local St. Louis Chrysler Jeep dealers, the official automotive sponsor of the Cardinals. By Pennzoil, protection for the way you drive. Pennzoil, we're driving protection. And by Southwest Airlines, bringing people together with low fares. Well, there is a nice breeze through the ballpark tonight. Gorgeous night, nice sized crowd before the Cardinals welcome the Baltimore Orioles to town over the weekend. 3 youngsters throwing out the ceremonial first pitch. Nice little moment before the start of this one, and shortly it'll be Woody Williams
I like
on
this.
that mound.
I like this throw here.
Very good.
Yeah, she had a good arm. Cardinals 47th round draft pick.
Cardinals are 3 games over the 500 mark. Trying to make it 3 in a row over Toronto. Trying to make it 4 in a row overall. They won the finale against Pittsburgh. And then again, the Orioles come to town over the weekend. The Southwest Airlines lineup for Toronto, a little different tonight. Reed Johnson again leads off in right. Frank Catalanato batting second and left. Vernon Wells hitting third and center. Same with Delgado cleaning up, and why not, with his 58 RBIs. Tom Wilson, however, does the catching. We've seen him as a pinch hitter the last 2 nights. Orlando Hudson, we've been impressed with him. He's at second. Dave Berg is at third, with Woodward at short, and Mark Hendrickson, the lefty, pitching and batting ninth. Around the Horn is brought to you by Auto Tire. At first base, the suddenly hot Tino Martinez. At second base, coming off a 3-hit RBI night for the Cardinals, Cairo. Roland is at third. Edgar Renteria is the shortstop. He just keeps on hitting 346. How about the guy in left? Pujols, he's hitting 369. In center field, it's Jim Edmonds trying to get it going again. He has a home run in this series. And Eduardo Perez, because the lefty is starting in right. Mike Matheny again behind the plate. And the 7-game winner, and our Chrysler starter for the Cardinals, Woody Williams, on the mound.
12th start of the year, first career start against his former Blue Jay teammates. Enters tonight's game with a 2.19 ERA. That's second in the National League. 2.25 ERA at night. That leads the league, and a 1.90 ERA at home is second best in the league. A win tonight would make him the second National League 8-game winner. There you see, home record since coming here, 13-3. Overall, the Cardinals are 27-12, and Woody is 23-6. Unbelievable. And a late season pickup a year and a half ago from the San Diego Padres.
Let's see what he does against Johnson. No surprise, as we start at 7-12, it's a strike over the outside corner. I will be getting online here momentarily. Everybody just hold your horses. That's into left center field and easy for Edmonds. Reed Johnson gets a pretty good rip out. And that's out number 1. Johnson homered here last night, went up to get that one, but didn't get it all. And Woody Williams, quickly and easily with 2 pitches, retires a leadoff man and will deal with Catalanato.
There you are, Joe. Email the booth.
I'm entering my password as we speak. Wouldn't you all like to know it? Catalanato takes the ball low. Wally Bell is the home plate umpire. Good numbers for Catalanato. Pretty good number 2 hitter. There's a good pitch. Kept it down, sliding away from the hitter. A ball and a strike.
Woody has faced Catalanato in the past. 1 for 6, and that 1 hit was a home run.
Strike 2. I would imagine enough time has been removed for Woody Williams that taking on this Toronto Blue Jay team, which is very different than the team he pitched with a few years ago, really doesn't hold a ton of significance for him.
And Delgado was really about the only holdover.
Overmatched, 2 out. 2 up, 2 down. We called Woody Williams the co-ace. Here's the other ace, Matt Morris, who went 7 2 nights ago. 109 pitches for his victory. There's no doubt the Cardinals have a 1 and 1A starting tandem of these two that would be the envy of a lot of teams. It's what happens after the top 2 guys that has the Cardinals concerned. A 92-mile-an-hour fastball is a strike to Wells. Man, it's fun to watch Woody Williams pitch and not worry about that side muscle.
No, that's.
I haven't even thought about it.
3 times last year, sidelined. Oblique muscle strain. You know, it really hampers him because couldn't swing the bat. That's an important part of his game. Also, it restricts him somewhat fielding, and he's a very good fielder.
On 1 and 1, didn't mean to do it. Couldn't hold up. 1 and 2, and Williams, in typical Woody style, and there have only been a couple of exceptions to this season, has come right after these hitters. That's always his intention. Sometimes he's not able to do it. That was about as easy as it gets in the first inning. Williams trying to pick up where the other pitching is left off for the Cardinals, and the 1-2-3 first is a good way to begin it. Bottom of the first, Cairo will start it off. Cards and Blue Jays, no score. Southwest Airlines starting lineup for the Cardinals has Cairo, Edmonds, and Pujols at the top. Different look against the lefty. Roland Renteria, Eduardo Perez in right. Tino Martinez working on a 4-for-9 series. Matheny and Williams. It's time to go around the horn. It's brought to you by Auto Tire. Carlos Delgado is at first. Orlando Hudson at second. Dave Berg at third. I don't even have to look down anymore, Al. When we go around, I know all these guys' first names. Chris Woodward is the shortstop. That's Frank Catalanato in left. Vernon Wells in center. And, of course, Reed Johnson in right. Tom Wilson does the catching. And Mark Hendrickson is the other half of the Chrysler pitching matchup.
If he seems to be taking up a lot of your screen, it's because he's 6'9", 240. Coming off of 3 straight wins and then 3 straight no decisions. Not a particularly hard thrower. It was about 88, 90 miles an hour, but change-up, curveball, little cutter. Played 4 years in the NBA.
1-0 pitch. Say that again.
Played 4 years in the NBA.
I didn't know that. Where?
I will help tell you. How about he was selected by the 76ers in the second round of the 96 NBA draft.
Cairo, another base hit. That's 4 in the last 2 nights. Attaway Miguel. Cardinals have their leadoff man on.
76ers, Sacramento Kings, New Jersey Nets, and Cleveland Cavaliers. He's the second Blue Jay to play in the NBA. There you see the base hit to the left side. You know who the first one was?
Well, yeah, because I'm looking at it, but.
No, I mean the first. Oh, you already read it. Okay, yeah. Danny Ainge.
Danny Ainge. Al, Rosie Altman is tonight's contestant. The True Value Pick and Predict sweepstakes. Rosie has already won a $25 gift certificate to Tani's True Value in Albers, Illinois. For guess if Jim Edmonds hitting for the cycle is correct, Rosie will win $100,000. For details and to enter, visit your local True Value hardware store. Edmonds takes a ball. I hope you and I are doing our little fist pounding thing at the end of the night. That's been our interleague good luck move.
I promise not to get so excited and pound the mic into your face.
Here's a 1-0 to Edmonds. That's wide 2-0. Joseph in South St. Louis says the fist slapping thing is called a pound, and what you want to say is, give me a pound, dog. Sounds like American Idol.
I'm going to try and remember that. Give me a pound, dog.
He also predicts that Tino will feast on the AL East to the tune of 360 or better. That's a long, tall drink of water there, Al.
Give me a pound, dog.
The 2-0. They're going the other way. No chance for Catalanato. A hop. It's gone. It's a ground rule double for Jim Edmonds. Second and third, nobody out. And it's nice to see Edmonds go the other way with it.
Just a sign of how he's staying on the ball. And pitch down and away from him. Slice it into the corner. Goes over the wall for the ground rule double. Cardinals 132nd double already this season. And a great start to this one was runners both in scoring position for Albert Pujols.
Yeah, we mentioned last night that the Blue Jays lead the AL. The Cardinals lead the NL in doubles. And let's see if Albert Pujols can sink his teeth into a pitch from Hendrickson. Second and third, nobody out. He went strike one. Home plate umpire Wally Bell rings him up. It's Pujols now. It's rolling on deck, and hopefully the Cards can make good on this chance and give Woody Williams an early lead. Cardinals start the night a game and a half out of first as the Cubs won today 8-1 over the Tampa Bay Devil Rays. See the National League batting leaders with Pujols widening his margin over Sheffield, and Renteria is right behind Gary Sheffield. Cairo got it started with a base hit. Edmonds went the other way, and Albert has 43 RBIs and shoots one into deep right. Back is Johnson. Both runners will advance. Scoring is Cairo. Going to third is Edmonds. Good at bat. 1-0 Cardinals.
Take that. Pretty simple. Good fundamental baseball. Leadoff man gets a base hit. He scores on a sacrifice fly. And in between, Jim Edmonds hits a double. And takes third on the advancement of the sacrifice fly. All out away from him. That's what makes Albert so dangerous. He goes with the pitch.
How easy does that look when he does that?
No, absolutely.
And Rolen very capable of the same. The infield is back, so they'll give up the run on the ground ball as Rolen takes ball one. Scott stands in there with 46 RBIs. Pujols has 44 now. Rolen's number one on the club. There's 190 feet away for him. 1 ball, 1 strike. I think it would be fair to say, and it has held over the last, I don't know, I don't even want to put a number on it, how many years, that Hendrickson is that type left-handed starter that can give the Cardinals fits. But Cairo got it going with a base hit. The 1-1 pitch. Good pitch on the inside corner, strike 2.
It's kind of sneaky fast, and anybody at 6'9" appears that when they release the ball, they're going to be standing on top of you, but kind of short arms the ball a little bit. Sneaky, kind of pushes out of his upper body.
A 1-2. Good work by Hendrickson, and Rolen strikes out. It's going to take a hit.
He's got to make pitches like this. He's got to get in on the right-handed batters. That pitch tying the guy up. If he leaves the ball out over the plate, in the middle of the plate, he's going to be hit hard.
So let's see. 2 out, a runner in scoring position.
Oh,
who do you want at the plate?
Guess who I want? I want this guy. 25, 2 out RBIs.
He couldn't possibly get another one, could he?
Oh, put it in the bank.
Runner at third, 2 out. And a strike as Renteria gets his first look at Hendrickson. 4-game winner is Hendrickson. His ERA is over 5.5. Amazingly, after 2 games, the defensive alignment for the Blue Jays has changed on some of these hitters, and they play Renteria to go the other way. Oh, 2. Scott Simpson of St. Louis sends us a top 10 list of excuses for Sammy Sosa. I wish I could read it, but it's good. But sorry, Scott. During June, Renteria is hitting 636. What is this?
Well, how about if I say he's number 1 in home batting average? 405 in the National League.
You can say that. I like that better than the 636 5 days into June.
Now, if you're 0 for 16 or something like that, you would say, hey, put up that first 5 games.
Exactly.
Off-speed pitch.
Able to lay off. 1 ball, 2 strikes.
Might have been his cutter there. Danny Ainge went from playing baseball and then to the NBA, where Mark has gone the other way. And Danny Ainge made the right decision.
Oh, I'll say. Had some good years with the Celtics, that's for sure. 1 ball, 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Eduardo Perez waits on deck. See if the Cardinals can take advantage of a second and third nobody out situation. Sac fly by Pujols to right. Rolen struck out. It was 0-2. Now it's 2-2. The notebook in the hand of Mitchell Page. A 2-2 pitch. Full count. Cincinnati at home against the Yankees. It's 6-1 Yankees. Bottom of the third inning there.
Edgar likes Toronto.
Going to take a good play from Berg, and he turns one in. So the Cardinals get only one after getting second and third nobody out, with Pujols, Rolen, and Renteria coming up. A run on 2 hits, 1 left. Good start though. 1-0 Cardinals. Top of the second inning, a 1-0 Cardinal lead. A run on 2 hits. Don't forget about Father's Day. Give Dad what he really wants: a subscription to Cardinals Game Day magazine. Sign up now and Dad will be set to receive the upcoming issue featuring Cardinal third baseman Scott Rolen. If they really wanted to get creative, they could put a tie in with the package. 314-982-7336. Delgado takes a strike.
Wally Bell, our home plate umpire, as Carlos kind of questioning at strike one.
That's out of play. No balls, 2 strikes.
Tom Henke was here at the ballpark with his family and asked Tom about the Blue Jays. He said Delgado is the only guy, and then Greg Myers has returned. He said everybody else is new.
On 0-2. Just missed. Grabbing the outside corner, ball 1. Off the hands. How about how things are going for the Mets? They lose the first game of a doubleheader at home to Milwaukee 8-7. Have Glavine going in game 2, and they're down 5-0 after 2. $120 million payroll.
Oh yeah. Just doesn't buy you what you used to get.
On 1 and 2, like a couple of franchises. 2-2. That's Kerwin Danley, the third base umpire.
A couple of franchises. Years ago, you could have bought all of baseball.
Just depends on how far back you want to go.
That's true too.
Here's a 2-2 from Williams. Delgado trying to battle his way on. Delgado homered last night. He has 17 on the season to go with his 58 RBIs, but that home run, a solo shot, is the only damage he's done in this series.
He's got 31 interleague home runs and 87 RBIs.
Just a flick of the wrists, and that's out of play, but hit rather deep. Phil Isom from our crew is back in Shiloh, Illinois, and wants to say hi to Tom Mee and Kent Samuel and our entire crew. So kind of a busman's holiday.
All the guys that are working.
Phil's usually on our crew, and he's at home watching the game. Come on, Phil, get out and do something. It's a beautiful night. There's his camera.
I thought they'd leave it out there unmanned.
Here's the 3-2. Delgado. One foul ball after another. Still a full count.
Good at bat here, making Woody work.
When Phil's running that camera, Tom Mee says this is what it looks like. Into focus on a 3-2 pitch. And that's crunched left center field. Back is Edmonds. On the run at the track, 1 out. And I'll be the first to tell you, Al, I'm surprised that ball didn't go farther than it did. Would you like to weigh in on that or not? Did you think that was carrying at least to the wall?
Well, the wind's kind of blowing in a little bit.
All right, whatever. Today's Ford Dealers Key matchup. ERA National League leaders. Kevin Brown. Nobody's talking about Kevin Brown.
Comeback player of the year. And more.
Darren Dreifert. They just put, the Dodgers did, on the disabled list. It's not his arm now, it's his knee.
Two-time Tommy John surgery for Dreifort.
Yet, a $55 million contract brokered by Scott Boras with Kevin Malone, the new sheriff and GM of the Dodgers, a few years back. Strike one to Tom Wilson with one out and the base is empty.
I like Kevin, but might have come in town a little quieter, right?
He said there's a new sheriff in town. We're going to get the Dodgers winning again, and all he did was help put them in debt. He went. That's strike two. The Dodgers have not won a playoff game since the 80s. Since a flock of seagulls were popular. Kaja Gugu. Pretty in Pink was out in your local theater.
Might have been when
A 1-2. 2-2.
American flag was rescued.
Not that long ago. By Rick Monday? No.
No?
No. Not that long ago.
That was.
That had to be early 80s.
I was thinking it was maybe, I guess, in the Montreal. Didn't they win the game in Montreal?
I'd say like 81. 80,
okay.
81. 2-2 pitch. Full count.
Take a look at Woody after he delivers the ball. He's a little upset with himself. It's only because he is a perfectionist and he's working on a perfecto. But it's early.
It's early. It's also early in June.
That's where I was going.
Yeah, we've done 2 games though, Al, with Woody starting here in St. Louis, where he's been perfect, I think, through the first 5. He has that ability. He's always around the plate. Very few walks, he says, holding his breath with a 3-2 pitch coming.
Keeps the ball in the ballpark.
2 out. Strikeout number 2.
Woody's spots his fastballs pretty well, but he changes speeds and rarely leaves something in the middle of the plate.
Again, Dave Duncan is wearing his suit pants. Below that shot, he doesn't even have to put baseball pants on.
Well, I was going to say it's almost like a day off when Woody pitches.
He doesn't even have to wear baseball pants. He can get out of the stadium quick tonight. He can never go out to the mound. First pitch is low to Orlando Hudson.
Oh, you lied to us.
Well, it's a white suit.
He's back in the disco days.
DJ Daddy Duncan with his white suit. 1 ball, 1 strike. I bet he had one when he played for the A's. That's
I guarantee
on the inside corner.
I guarantee it. We all had all those fashionable clothes that we dyed in. If any of those pictures came out now.
Hudson lays off. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
Joe, I can remember some of the stuff we had in the 70s that guys wore in the late 80s. They started making the rookies wear those platform shoes.
Right.
Those are the stuff we wore.
Absolutely. Get over, get over, get over. Doesn't matter. Cairo to Tino Martinez, and the inning is over. 6 up, 6 down. Williams doing his thing. Edmonds did his thing in the inning. Bottom part of the order coming up. 1-0 Cardinals.
Tomorrow night, Friday, June 6th, when the Cardinals play the Baltimore Orioles, it's SBC Floppy Cap Night at Busch Stadium. First 25,000, age 16 and over with a paid admission, will receive a Cardinals Floppy Cat courtesy of SBC. That's Friday, June 6th, tomorrow night, when the Cards host the Orioles. Call 314-421-2400 or log on to stlcardinals.com for tickets.
Don't feel bad about that mystery. That thing has said lodge on to cardinals.com all year.
That's what I started to see that. Lodge on.
Lodge on, people. Eduardo Perez first up for the Cardinals in the bottom of the second, up 1-0. Mark Hendrickson back to the hill. Perez with a start, hitting .315 last year, Al. For Eduardo, it was some late inning heroics and a few key pinch hits, but overall
200.
He hit 201.
Yeah, a lot different, more playing time. He told me he's going to have his 6-2 batting stance tonight.
His 6-2 batting stance.
Right, his 6-2. Didn't want to crouch down because he's got a 6'9" pitcher.
Makes sense. 2 balls and a strike. It'll be Perez, then Tino Martinez, then Mike Matheny. Joe Patini, bench coach in the foreground. 2-1 pitch. A lot of work on the inside corner to these right-handed hitters from Hendrickson. It's 2-2.
That's one thing that they say. He's not shy about pitching inside. NBA will teach you that, won't it?
That's right. Throw an elbow. Just outside. Pretty good pitch. Full count. Got an interesting email from Melissa King of St. Peter's. First, a 3-2 pitch to Eduardo. A leadoff walk. Melissa writes, last night while my father and I were watching the game, my cat Stinky went up to our big screen and started pawing at the screen when Roland was at the plate. After his at bat, he stayed in front of the TV and watched the entire game with us. We took pictures and tried to email them for you both to see, but as you know, no pictures can be sent. We think he's a true fan just like the rest of the family.
Stinky.
Stinky, I hope you're watching tonight. And the Cardinals can give you and the rest of your feline friends a sweep over the Birds.
No, yeah, that's what I was thinking. Cat wanted some birds.
On the outside corner. There's no way you could look at that. You can barely see the bird with a Toronto hat. It's kind of peeking around the letter T.
They're new.
Hello, I'm here. I'm a bird. I'm a Blue Jay.
It's a new logo.
Woody Williams, who got his nickname because he looked like Woody Woodpecker, is pitching for the Cardinals against the Blue Jays. Does it get any better than that, Al?
No. The Audubon Society's calling you right now.
That's too wide to Tino Martinez.
By the way, that was Joe's sound effect.
That's right. I can't do that high noise anymore.
Any helium?
No, none tonight. Taking the night off. Here's a 1-2 pitch from Hendrickson to Tino Martinez. Floated wide. It's upper 80s. That's it from Hendrickson, trying to move the ball in and out.
Another good guide for Tino to take to the opposite field.
As Edmonds did, setting up the sac fly for Pujols last inning.
But not on this fastball inside.
And there he goes to left. Another hit for Tino. 5 out of 10 in this series. That away. And it's 2 on with nobody out.
You know, this game is so psychological. You start feeling better about yourself. That ball running out of way, and there you see him hit down on the ball. Gets that little humpback liner. Falls right out into left field, and right away the Cardinals got something going again.
Israel Sloan of Marion reminds us that 1988, that championship year for the Dodgers, their last playoff victory.
Thank you.
So it's 2 on with nobody out for Matheny, and then the good hitting of Woody Williams.
Well, he could pull a ball through the left side of the infield.
Boy, they're just leaving it wide open for him. That'll get out of play. Strike 1. I would imagine his heart skipped a beat when he dropped down a bunt that popped up into the air.
See all this area out here when he's standing up there. Of course, he's very capable of dropping down a bunt. They're trying to keep that third baseman, so right center, there's an awful lot of room out here. But with Woody Williams, you know, you can do a lot of different things because he's such a good athlete, a good hitting pitcher. just given that they're going to drop the bunt down.
The Blue Jays aren't buying it totally, and now looking like he's going to swing. It's 1 ball, 1 strike.
And you look down to Oquendo because every pitch, Tony probably has something else on.
That's not bad. 360 average during this homestand. Two on with nobody out. And Matheny. That's caught. They throw behind the runner.
Triple play. Triple
Should
play.
be a triple play as Martinez.
Well, wait a minute. I think you got a couple different umpires.
Well, it's a triple play as it stands right now because Danley called it a catch. It didn't look like a catch. And we'll see if Tony La Russa is going to get the umpires to get together and discuss the call. Let's take another look and see if Catalinato caught this. It didn't look like it.
It didn't look like it either, did it?
No.
No, he did not. It's a trap. Now the umpires are going to get together. So there you see it. It traps the ball. That's what the runners are at the mercy, because I think there might have been one called a catch, one called it a trap.
Perez is looking at it all the way.
Definitely, it's a trap. And you see, you see the way Eduardo reacted. He played it perfectly, Joe. He was halfway. He saw that it was a trap, and then he went to third base.
This is the new style of umpiring, though. To their credit, they're getting together and discussing it. They may not get it right. They may not overturn it. He definitely trapped it, but at least they're talking about it.
Yeah, and that's all you can ask. Bill Welke, there's one nodding his head right there, is the crew chief. Line drive hit out there. Sometimes it's difficult for them to get out there much further, and so they feel like they got to be. But watch Eduardo. He's halfway. Now he sees his trap. Now he advances. No hesitation. He played it perfectly.
If this call stands, it'll be a triple play and the inning is over.
You see Oquendo is saying safe. I think Dantley, the third base umpire, I think he called it safe at first, but I think Welke, the second base umpire, might have called him out.
Well, the Danley has done very little of the talking.
That's what's worrying me.
I think that's given the Cardinals a little bit of hope here. Instead of bases loaded, nobody out, and Williams coming up, it'd be a triple play, inning over, and Williams has to go pitch. But this is, Wally Bell has been the most emphatic, and he is trying to talk Bill Welke out of something. Well, let's see what the call is.
They're going to make it right now. I
And
think that works in the Cardinals' favor, right?
Yep. There's no doubt if they're going to Tosca.
Right.
Otherwise, they just say out and the inning be over. Well, I give them credit. It did not used to be this way, Al, when you played. The umpires made a call. That's the way I saw it. That's the way it stands. And Tosca's not going to believe it, but it is the right call if they overturn it.
And he has the right to protest it. But you're right, Joe. The umpires have made this effort to get plays right, and you only can commend them for that. And you can understand why. Watch again. It's on the ground, bounces up into the glove.
There's no doubt he trapped it.
Yeah, absolutely no doubt.
Everybody on the field, you can see him say it was my fault. I mean, they're changing the call. They're getting it right. Tosca's saying you had the best look at it, but obviously the Cardinals are going to end up with the bases loaded, nobody out. And Kerwin Danley's just got to stand there and take it from Carlos Tosca.
You know, the only thing you could do is, well, shake yourself, get it right next time. But the end result is they got it right this time.
Bases loaded, nobody out. And all Kerwin Danley's saying is, I blew it. What can I say?
And the umpires are going to feel much better when they, I think they still may have a little doubt, but when they find out they did get it correct, then you commend them even more for just sitting there and taking it.
Even if this worked against the Cardinals, and this is easy to say now, but if it worked against the Cardinals, if they got together and got the call right, what can you say?
That's right. That's absolutely right.
That's what they're supposed to do.
Right.
As they do in the NFL. If they see a call, there's some discrepancies about it, they get together, they huddle up, they try to get the call right. That's what Major League Baseball has implored these umpires to do. It's not the way they used to do their business. It's the way they do it now, and it's a change for the better. Whether it works for or against the Cardinals in this case is immaterial. They got the call right. It was a base hit. The guy didn't catch the ball on the fly. The bases should be loaded, period.
And you can't fault, Tino Martinez and Perez. They went ahead and executed the way they should have because they saw the trap. So once again, Catalanato comes in here, hits the grass, bounces up into his glove, does a nice job to deke him, and the umpires got the play right.
It kind of looked, Al, like, and this is just a guess, Wally Bell, the home plate umpire, is the one that said, I saw it bounce. And I'm sure Carlos Tosca is saying, you mean to tell me the umpire at second base, the umpire at third base are both staring right at it, and the home plate umpire is going to get to call it?
That happened in a play when we were playing in the 70s where Lou Brock ran home as the ball got away from Sanguillen. Cloud of dust, and Bruce Froemming was the second base umpire. Home plate umpire didn't see it. First and third didn't see the ball had dropped out of Justy's glove, and Bruce Froemming made the call in a pennant race the last 2 weeks of the season.
I think, Al, now what they're discussing is, all right, forget the catch.
Right.
The play stopped. Where are you going to put these runners? Theoretically, he could say his left fielder Catalanato could have come up on a short hop and made a play at second or third.
Well, you could have said too that, and they tell Delgado, the first baseman, to kind of get out of the way, let them solve it. Well, they could have said, hey, well, we trapped Tino. We got hit the force out at Tino at second. But I think you're going to lose that argument too. Because you confuse everybody by giving one call.
So we are going to be delayed here while Carlos Tosca makes his point. And I think and this is just a guess, what the argument now is not did he catch it, didn't he catch it? How can you now award the Cardinals bases loaded with nobody out when Catalanato could have come in on a short hop and thrown, in his estimation, either Perez or Martinez, probably Martinez, the runner going to second out.
I guess, Joe, it all happened so quickly. Did he come up and throw right to second?
Let's get a look at that.
I can't remember if he went to third first.
I can't either. But you could see from back here, from all the way up here, that the ball bounced. And then I was surprised to see the out call, and let's see what he does with it.
Okay. They came up and showed it goes to second.
He's got an art. Well,
Tino's already there. So he's there. So, he loses that argument too.
So Martinez, he saw it.
Right.
He was already at the second base bag. So really, I think the Blue Jays could have argued that part of it. But looking at the replay.
Well, he's going to go. He's going to go tell Tino, I want you off there.
All right, enough. This is long enough.
Well, and that's what I think the umpires are saying. Come on now.
I think they feel bad ejecting him after the mistake has been made, but let's go. Enough.
Yeah. And now Welke's going to make sure that the pitcher is ready to play, ready to throw once play is resumed. He had been throwing.
I mean, he's made his point. The umpires haven't gone for any of it. And the crowd, a big crowd, by the way, on a Thursday night, is growing restless, and they should.
Well, we're giving time for anybody that's in the area to come on down. Our tickets available.
I haven't even looked at emails. Let's go. Now they've had enough. They should have enough.
Yeah. And I'm surprised they've shown their patience. And I think right now
you can see what Welke's saying. We got to get it right, and they got it right.
And like we said, even if they go back, Tino was standing at second base.
Where's he going now?
He wants Tino to get off the base. He wants to force that at Tino, but Tino was standing at the base ahead of the throw to second.
This has been a 10-minute argument.
Tino's starting all this problems with his hitting streak, isn't he?
Hudson's laughing about it. The bench is laughing about it. Tosca is doing all he can, but let's go. Kick him out.
Well, he keeps on getting closer to second than he is to his dugout. Well, see, he says a forced play at second base, but Tino was already there.
Well,
at least got him talking about it again.
Talking to each other again, which only will extend the argument even more.
Now they're telling him to get off the field. He's going to get thrown out.
And Danley, who made the initial call, is the one that has to do it.
Well,
he can't put his palms to this guy. He can't stand out there for 12 minutes and
right.
be surprised you get kicked out.
And absolutely, Joe, that might have been his intent the whole way. But I commend the umpires in this case. Let's go back and let's watch it. Here's a trap. Now watch, he comes up, throws to second base, but also Tino's already there.
The second base umpire's looking at Danley. He's looking at Danley, the third base umpire, who called it a catch, and then in turn is calling Perez, who was going to third, out for being doubled off, but it was not a catch. The Cardinals have the bases loaded, nobody out, and Carlos Tosca got more than his fair share of time to state his case. I'll give him an A for effort.
Yeah, I will too. You know, a pretty mild guy when you sit there talk to him, and got a little Earl Weaver in him there. Catalanato.
Now what? He's back out.
Now he wants to.
By the way, I didn't mean anything.
Yeah, just kidding. I think what he did is he protests the game. I think that's what they're going to make the announcement. He wanted to make sure he got that in. And that's fine, because this won't be really easy. All they see is these tapes.
And the biggest part of the evidence after the non-catch is Tino Martinez standing at second. They're calling up. That's what Wally Bell did to protest this game. Now the umpires are getting together again.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Toronto Blue Jays.
Well, they're going to say you can't protest it because he's already thrown out. I think that's what they're going to say. If he wants to play that game, we'll play that game. And you know what? I think that's it. They're telling him you cannot protest it because you were already thrown out of the game. That's Butterfield, I think. Yeah, Brian Butterfield, the third base coach.
Now
Carlos, come on back out.
My gosh. Butterfield just ran down the tunnel to get Carlos Tosca.
See, that's what I'm saying, Joe, is he waited too long. He was already thrown out of the game before he told him he wanted to protest. And that's what I think the other umpires come and say, wait a minute, he can't protest if he's already been thrown out of this game.
Well, can somebody else from the bench protest?
I would
think the acting manager would have the power to protest. Well, hopefully we'll get an explanation. This is the part of it that's confusing. Butterfield maybe said, what are you protesting? I think seriously, because it looked like Butterfield came back out and said the forced play at second. So if the question was, what are you protesting? That's what he's protesting.
That's fine because we won that one too.
That was a 15-minute delay. And now Hendrickson, his young left-hander, has got to try to figure out how to get it out here with the bases loaded, nobody out. And Woody Williams at the plate. A walk, back-to-back singles. We all know he can hit. He gets a chance here. That's a slow roller. Going to take a good play from Berg. Instead of coming home for the force, out at first, and it's 2-0. Wilson, the catcher, was calling for it at the plate, but Berg went to first, and it's second and third, one out.
A little surprised that they didn't throw home. It looked like at the corner of his eyes, swinging bunt. Berg comes running in, kind of looked towards there when he picked it up, but he had his body all turned to throw to first base. So Perez charging home. Catcher steps up in front of the plate when he saw the throw to first.
So now it's second and third for Cairo, who all of a sudden is red hot. 4 out of 10 in this series. 4 out of his last 5. 2-0 Cardinals with Edmonds on deck. Infield is back up the middle, in at the corners. If it's hit to Delgado or Berg, they'll come home with the speed of Tino Martinez at third. On 0-1. Into center field. Tino will tag. Vernon Wells with the catch. He throws to third, and it's 3-0 Cardinals.
Boy, he almost deked everybody by throwing to third there.
We've had a couple of emails about the word deked, meaning tricked. As he came in, it looked like he was going to throw to the plate. Instead, he threw to third, and there was almost nobody waiting over there. Now it looks like they're going to protest and say Tino Martinez left too soon. I was paying particular attention to it, and he did not.
You know, if you keep on trying all these times, you might get something. Oh, now we got an argument here.
I mean, this is turning into a show. This is like the WWF.
Now this is John Gibbons, but there you go. See, there he goes. He's got his momentum and everything, like he's going to throw to the plate, and now he throws over to third. So watch, he's coming, his momentum coming forward, then he turns his body. But look at, see, the shortstop, the cutoff man, didn't know it was coming.
There's no doubt, looking at that replay, he didn't leave too soon. Now it's a runner at second. Matheny 2 out. And Edmonds is at the plate. Are they going to protest again? This is ridiculous. Have you ever seen a team act like this?
Well, I've always thought American League rules were kind of ridiculous. That Edmonds had called time the first time, so.
Oh, man. I mean, Danley already made the call.
Yeah, you know he's not going to change it because time was called.
Okay, now he's out because time was called. Fooled you. This is ridiculous. Waiting for Vince McMahon to pop out of the dugout.
That's a double deke.
What do you mean he's out? He's not out.
Macho Man used to be a Cardinal farmhand.
Yeah. That was my Macho Man invitation.
That's what I thought you were doing.
Guy earlier thought my Woody Woodpecker sounded like Pee Wee Herman, so I'm 0 for 2. It's 3-0. Let's just remember that. It's 3-0 here in the second, and Edmonds, who doubled his first time, was tied up on that last swing and took a moment outside the box.
Mama loves mambo. Papa loves mambo.
American League games always have that quick pace to them.
Oh my goodness. Edmonds is gone. He didn't look too healthy after that swing. Hendrickson is out of the inning. That right there caused all kinds of controversy. Cardinals lead by 3, and this umpiring crew will get a lot of attention, and I think they should get it because they did the right thing in the bottom of the 2nd inning, getting the call right. Today's Geico Direct moment. Sandy Alderson's quote on Sosa's bats, and we'll come back to it when we get a moment. There's a strike over the inside corner to Dave Berg. Reasonably confident. We have tested all the bats. It's conceivable, because we didn't have a physical presence in the clubhouse for several innings, that we do not have them all. But we are very confident we do, meaning that they've tested 76 bats, which to me means absolutely nothing. Who cares if they could test 130 bats?
Doesn't matter. Only the one that counts is the one he used.
That's the only one that counts, and if there are more of them, I don't think he's got him in a special bat rack in the clubhouse that says these are the corked ones. In case of emergency, test these. They're probably in his trunk. They could be anywhere. I mean, that is absolutely no evidence of anything. That's into left field. Pretty well hit. Chris Woodward flies to Pujols, 2 out. That's assuming he has more. He may not have more. It doesn't matter. He used a corked bat, and eventually baseball has got to hand down a punishment.
Yeah, and it's ridiculous that it hasn't already been handed down. What's there to investigate?
I'll be able to go dig through that clubhouse and see if I can find any more this weekend. Fox Saturday Baseball, the Yankees at the Cubs. Saturday at 1 Eastern, 12 Central Time, as Hendrickson takes a strike. Roger Clemens going for 300. Sosa will be in the lineup, you would have to assume, for the Cubs.
Heard one scenario that he get about a 10-game suspension. He'll file a protest so he plays over the weekend. Then he'll stop the appeal, take the suspension while they're on a 10-game road trip, and then come back when the Cubs face the White Sox at Wrigley.
How can there be any delay in them handing out the initial punishment?
Exactly right.
Into left field. Pujols is there. There was enough evidence to take a run off the board and kick Sosa out of the game. What evidence needs to be found? Part of the order coming up. Bottom of the 3rd, 3-0 St. Louis. Portion of Cardinal Baseball on Fox Sports Net, brought to you by Subway. Try one of Subway's chicken international subs on new gourmet bread. Subway, eat fresh. By Aflac, ask about it at work. And by Pappas Toyota in St. Peters. For the best price and service, they've got it at Pappas. While I wait for a couple of emails from Carlos Tosca himself, this game zips into the bottom of the 3rd inning with the Cardinals on top 3-0. Pujols rolling and Renteria coming up. Albert, his first time a sac fly into right. He has 44 RBIs as the Cardinals play in their 58th game. What's that a pace for? 130, 140 RBIs?
I'll tell you in 1 second, but he's the National League Player of the Month.
And should be. And a line drive into right center is going to skip to the wall. He makes it look so easy. Leadoff double.
It's on pace for 122 RBIs.
Wow. The best contact of the night off the bat of Albert Pujols, and that is our Nextel Direct Connect hit. Another double for the NL leading Cardinals in this category.
Sacrifice fly to right field. This ball a little more of the plate, so he slices it out into right center. Just updated 372.
Wow.
Boy, those guys are good.
They are good. They're quick. Here's Roland now. Runner at second, nobody out. Roland. Pujols safe at first as Delgado came off the bag. Pujols started to go down toward third. I don't know if that bothered Berg or not, and it's 2 on with nobody out on an error on the Toronto third baseman.
Good point, Joe. Here, off-speed pitch. He looks at him, and then he throws the ball away. Delgado, no way he can stretch out, keep the ball in there. Here's what you're talking about. Try to deke him a little bit, slipping and sliding. And he's even, you know, it's the Cardinals and the umps are against Toronto today.
Yeah, that's the way they feel, I'm sure. I'm waiting for somebody to come out and protest that call at first. I don't see anybody yet. Lloyd Mosby's going to come out and protest it. Renteria trying to go to right.
Rick
Fouls it out of play.
Bossetti.
There's some good ones. Dave McKay. He's a former Blue Jay. He was their first ever third baseman, wasn't he?
Yeah, I think so. And also one of the originals and member of Canadian Sports Hall of Fame.
Defensively, they have played Renteria in his 2 at-bats tonight to hit the right. 2 on with nobody out. No balls, 1 strike to count. 1-1. So let's say again the Cubs won today. They won 2 of 3 from Tampa Bay, and the Cubs will next take on the Yankees. And Houston, where is Houston? There it is. They lead 4-1.
Josh Towers warming up. He was just called up yesterday.
See many pitchers with a single digit on their back.
No, I haven't.
That was called a strike on Renteria. The count's 1 ball, 2 strikes. Edgar and the Cardinals trying to take advantage of an error to put 2 on with nobody out. Into center field, but carrying to Wells. Pujols draws a throw. 2 on, 1 out. Scott from Camarillo, California asks, does it do any good to protest the game? Has there ever been a protest that resulted in the reversal of a team winning?
Yes.
They would go back to that point, wouldn't they? They wouldn't just award the game to Toronto. I think they'd go back to that.
Yeah, they
spot.
go to that point. I think is right. But I remember one time we protested because the tarp in Pittsburgh was not operating correctly, and they could not get their automatic tarp onto the field, and it resulted in a rainout, and we won the protest and the game.
Keep on sending them in. I have a feeling we'll have time to get them on. 2 on, 1 out. Eduardo Perez takes the ball. Hendrickson has had guys on base every time he turns around. It started with a leadoff hit by Cairo back in the first. 2 on, 1 out. Perez trying to jack one.
Good example, Joe, would be if they would have ruled that as a triple play and Tony went out and protested. You know,
there really would be no. I know what you're saying, but there would be no recourse. I mean, the guy
yeah,
blew a
because
call.
you can't do a judgment call, right?
Right.
It has to be a rules.
That's to the right side and through. Pujols will hold. Now he'll come as the right fielder Johnson kicked it. First he was stopped and then restarted. It's 4-0. That'll be a single, and they're giving an RBI, even though Pujols had stopped.
Can't assume that he's going to throw a man out, but as you said, you can assume that he stopped and wasn't trying to score until he saw the ball laying on the ground right there.
Yeah, I think if they get another look at that, they may change it. And certainly can't assume he's going to throw him out, but if the guy stops, he stops.
Rowan slipping around there, and then he tried to go. By the way, I think they did change that ball. That, remember Woodward and the bench all looked up there. He only has 10 errors, so they must have changed that to a base hit from last night's game.
2 on, still only 1 out, and the suddenly red hot Tino Martinez, 5 out of 10 in the series, his average up to 262. Same number of RBIs as the number on his back.
Did you know he just changed his uniform number? It's 23 now.
You're hoping.
I'm hoping.
Rolling, what a jump. He can walk, and so can Perez down to second as Hendrickson paid no attention to him. And Perez was alert on the back end to get down to second.
Right, Joe. Wilson just kind of gave up, and he really looked at the lead runner, but he should have thrown on to second for the trailer. He gets a great jump, and it's tough for the trailing runner because he has to respond after. And it looked like Eduardo even kind of stumbled there a little bit, but he can't take off until he's sure that the lead runner commits himself.
Now a hit could mean two, and the infield creeps in. We're rolling. We said it last night. We'll say it 100 times before the end of the season. He is as good a base runner as there is in the league. Maybe baseball. As Renteria, or rather Tino Martinez, strikes out, it's going to be up to Matheny with Woody Williams on deck, and we'll see if Matheny, who's hitting so well on this homestand, gets a chance to swing the bat. Big strikeout for Hendrickson, his third of the night.
It's already 4-0, and kind of hard to believe. You know, and now they're going to do the right thing.
An intentional pass to bring Woody up to the plate with the bases loaded and 2 out.
You and I don't mind this.
No. Woody certainly has a chance against Hendrickson. There's ball 4. By the way, when you talked about a ruling as opposed to a judgment call, I think the reason the Blue Jays did protest and the protest was allowed was because of that play at second base. But as we showed you many times, Tino Martinez got to the bag before the throw from Catalanato.
And that's why they were asking, what do you protest? Because if you're protesting the judgment call, you can't do that.
Right. So let's see if Woody Williams can come up with a 2-out hit. It's already 4-0. Cardinals have 6 hits. Blue Jays none, and the Blue Jays have 2 errors. The runner's on, rolling at third. Eduardo Perez at second, and Mike Matheny is on at first. 2 hits in the inning. A leadoff double by Pujols. And an RBI hit by Eduardo Perez. Second time tonight that Williams has had the bases loaded in front of him. An RBI ground out his first time, or his first RBI of the season. Strike 2.
6'9", and then he almost appears to jump at you, and really sneaky fast. Doesn't throw particularly hard, but looks like he releases it. He's halfway there.
Just put the bat on the ball. Crazy things are happening out there tonight. That's into right center field. That ball is down all the way to the wall, and the bases are empty except for Woody Williams standing on third with a 3-run triple.
That's why we didn't mind it. Woody coming up here is going to make contact. Plugs the gap out there. Wells goes for it all and comes up a loser as he dives for it. Pitch was down and away, just made contact, as you said, Joe. Just made contact, and crazy things are happening. A triple, bases clearing triple for Woody Williams. Cardinals lead 7-0 on 7 hits.
And now Hendrickson gets a visit. They've had Towers up, and Towers is coming in the game. Hendrickson is finished after going 2 2/3. His defense let him down. An error in this inning helped the Cardinals put 2 on with nobody out, and Hendrickson did not have enough to get around it. Woody Williams had enough to put the bat on the ball on a 1-2 pitch with the bases loaded. A 3-run triple. He has 4 RBIs. 7-0 Cardinals. On Fox Sports Net, pregame show tomorrow night, 6:30 Central Time. The Orioles against the Cardinals. Start of a weekend 3-game set. 7 o'clock is game time, 7:10. And it'll be Brett Tomko against Rick Helling. Saturday's a day game. Garrett Stevenson and Sidney Ponson. Morris and Jason Johnson on Sunday. It's called the bullpen, brought to you by the Renaissance Grand Hotel. And it's the right-hander, Josh Tower.
He was just recalled yesterday, his second stint with the ball club. 2 previous outings. He won his debut this year and pitching in relief. He is 26 years of age from California. He's been with Baltimore last season, where he's 0-3 in 5 games, 3 starts. Let's go back to Woody Williams. 4 RBIs, 3 of them on this one swing of the bat. Down and away, off-speed pitch. So you see Vernon Wells dives for it. Once it got by him, you knew that the bases would be cleared and Woody would end up with that stand-up triple. RBI the first time up on a ground out, and now 3 more on this triple. And the Cardinals have a commanding 7-0 lead with one of their co-aces on the mound. Yeah, Joe, as you said, they base hit to Perez, but then they scored the error there, so take away the RBI.
I think that's the right call, even though Eduardo won't like it, as Miguel Cairo stands at the plate. They gave an error to Reed Johnson, the right fielder. Cairo takes ball 2 with Williams at third and 2 out. Two and 1.
6'1", 188.
Up the middle, Hudson to his right. Good play, inning over. If nothing else, you have to come away from this series with Toronto impressed with Orlando Hudson. And you have to be happy about the Cardinals' chances tonight. 2 out, 3-run triple by Woody Williams. He's back to the mound up 7. Today's Aflac trivia question is, prior to last night, when was the last time the Cardinals hit back-to-back triples? Good question. Who's got the answer? Martinez and Matheny did the trick of all combinations. You would not bet on that Quinella, but they accomplished the feat as Reed Johnson looks for the first Toronto hit, takes a strike.
Or if you bet on long shots,
then you'd have yourself a pot full of money. 1 ball, 1 strike.
and a whole bunch of torn up tickets.
Johnson, then Catalinato, then Vernon Wells as the Blue Jays, who have not had a base runner to this point, and have seen Woody Williams strike out 3. That's a line drive to center. There's Edmonds. 1 out. Tim Caldwell of Kennett, Missouri says that wouldn't have been a triple play. That play back in that controversial second inning.
Well, let me ask you this. Why did the Blue Jays run off the field?
It would have been a triple play.
Exactly.
Because if the catch was made in left, they threw to second. That doubles off Eduardo Perez, who was already on third. And all they have to do is lay a tag on Tino Martinez, or the play is still ongoing. Tino Martinez would have had to run all the way back to first base to tag.
He gave up. So
he would have given up.
There's 2 outs.
He never tagged him, but if Martinez was going to be safe at that point, he would have had to have run all the way back to first base and tagged the bag.
Yeah, he just showed the intent to want to throw to first, but I think the confusion had already started. But remember too, the Blue Jays were off the field because they It said, okay, 3 outs.
I'm not so sure that as that play rolled on that Hudson didn't tag Tino Martinez, but initially he went right
by him, and then I think he came back and tagged him.
I think he came back and tagged him, and that's why the Blue Jays left the field. Catalanato did not, and of course Kerwin Danley is not going to ring him up on that check swing. They'll come out of the dugout.
See, watch him now. He'll go run by, and now he tags him right there. That's the 3rd out. Triple play. If
the catch was made, or if the call stood.
Right.
The call was a catch. They reversed it. The Cardinals had the bases loaded after that, scored 2, just got 3 runs in the 3rd. We appreciate people watching and caring enough to email us things like that. So Tim, thanks.
Keep us on our toes.
That should be handled by Pujols in left. 3 2/3 perfect by Woody Williams. The batter will be Vernon Wells. This Chinook State in baseball history, June 5, 1989. Good one to have with Toronto in town. Sky Dome opens in Toronto. The retractable roof stadium, considered the world's most advanced ballpark at the time, and they had packed houses night after night after game after game, and it is not that way now.
So if I'm not mistaken, did they draw 4 million?
They did, yeah.
Yeah, those early days.
It's 2-0 on Vernon Wells.
Vernon Wells 55 RBIs, and second to his teammate Delgado, who's standing on deck.
A 2-out walk, and the Blue Jays have their first base runner, a 4-pitch walk. So no perfect game. Now Toronto looks for their first hit.
Woody will regroup after that. That's one of the things he's very, very good at. Less than 2 walks per 9 innings. Only 4 home runs allowed.
I remember, Al, in a game in Houston years back when Alan Watson was pitching and the Cardinals got out to a 8 or a 9-run lead, and Watson blew the lead, and afterward we were talking, he said, I just don't like pitching with an 8 or 9-run lead. I just lose my concentration. I just don't like it. I lose my concentration. I don't focus.
And it's one of the dumbest statements a pitcher could ever make.
And I say that only because a guy like Woody Williams, you don't have to worry about his concentration wavering because he leads by 7.
Well, in his mind, he's got a 0-0 game going.
Delgado flies one into right center. They're still looking for their first hit as Edmonds finds it and grabs it. We go to the bottom of the 4th. It will be Edmonds, Pujols, and Rolen for the Cardinals, who are rolling, trying to make it 5 in a row. They lead by 7. Fly. Our Aflac trivia question prior to last night: when was the last time the Cardinals hit back-to-back triples? Ozzie and Ray Langford, who was the piece of property that the Cardinals traded to get Woody Williams. It's 7-0, and Jim Edmonds first up here in the 4th. Oh, now Edmonds is drilled, and that will get the Cardinals' attention, intentional or not. Attention rather, and Towers came too far inside. Edmonds did nothing to his credit, but dropped the bat down and go to first.
Trying to come in on him, a little too far in, but we're trailing by 7. Don't open it up.
Albert Pujols now. Oh, Albert Pujols, after Towers drills Edmonds, goes right back up the middle, and Towers had to duck. He wasn't that close to him, but it was right back at him on a base hit up the middle by Albert. You hit my guy, I'll try to hit one back at you.
Hanging breaking ball, and it was close enough to coming right back at him. It's just too far over his head, but it gets his attention.
I was at the ballpark when Lou Brock got his 3,000th hit.
Man,
he got knocked down on the pitch before.
Dennis Lamp.
The Cubs, Dennis Lamp. Next pitch, he hit it off Dennis Lamp for his 3,000th hit. 2 on with nobody out, and here's Rolen.
That would have hit Hendrickson in the belly button.
That's too high for ball 1. They've gone to a more regular sized pitcher. Hendrickson is gone. 2 on, nobody out. 1 ball, no strikes on Rolen, who is 0 for 2. 3 out of 10 in the series. Into right field, Johnson back to get it. Tagging, going to third is Edmonds. First and third, 1 out. Albert Pujols with 2 hits tonight is up to 376. A mere 25 points higher than Gary Sheffield. Rennery is number 3 in the league, and he bats with runners at first and third, 1 out. This, Al, and we said it last night at the beginning of the night, has been a series played in all phases of the game the way we expected this team to play consistently from the start of the year. They're hitting, they're using good defense. Starting pitching's been good when it wasn't, like Simon Tachi last night. The bullpen threw scoreless innings 6 through 9.
Joe, that's why when we had a couple of those losing streaks, everyone wanted to jump at them on the bullpen or wanted to worry so much about the starting pitching, but the offense was not holding up their end of the bargain. This offense is designed to score 4, 5, 6 runs a night. You got some weapons in this lineup. And remember too, Toronto comes in here as the major league run scoring leader. They came in with a .292 team batting average, won 9 of their last 11, just swept Boston and New York.
That's foul outside third. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
And Edmonds, you take your lead in foul territory and just let the ball go right over your head.
So he knew before anyone else that that was going to be a foul ball.
Take your lead in foul territory, go back to the bag in fair territory.
A 2-2 pitch. Slow roller. They won't get 2, might not get 1. They do get Renteria, who leaps into the air. Thought he had an infield hit. He gets an RBI, 43 on the year, and it's a runner at second, 2 out. Edgar a little testy after not getting this. Called for a base hit. Let's look. He looked like he got him.
Yeah, I thought he was out, and then he jumps and even said it in comment to the first base umpire, Rob Drake, as he went by him. Pujols, and he's so good, he's chomping at the bit.
Runner at second, 2 out. And a strike on the inside corner from Towers to Eduardo Perez. That's strike 2. Cardinals got 1 in the first, 2 more in the second. That crazy second inning. 4 in the third. Woody Williams has not allowed a hit and has 4 RBIs tonight. And the season statistics bode well for the Cardinals as Perez strikes out. The inning is over, and we shift into the 5th inning. Tom Wilson, Orlando Hudson, Dave Berg coming up. Another hit in the inning for Pujols. Another run. It's 8-0. Our home state rivals, the Kansas City Royals. It's Merrimack Caverns night at the ballpark. All fans 11 and under with a paid admission receive a coupon good for a cave tour and boat ride at Merrimack Caverns. Also, for every home run the Cardinals hit, kids will receive 1 free scoop of ice cream at Merrimack Caverns upon presenting this coupon. That's into right center field. Eduardo Perez going to it. Still no hits for the Blue Jays as they bat here in the 5th.
Joe, why is it the Cardinals at bats last a long time and Toronto's are very quick? Because Woody's pitching so well, right?
Absolutely. And we have come to expect it. In fact, I think we talked about it, Al, the last time that he pitched. That you hope that you don't take for granted the job that this guy does every time he puts that white uniform on and goes and pitches, because he just makes it look simple.
But we do.
I mean, you just expect it. Coming to the ballpark, driving down here tonight, I thought, great, Woody Williams is pitching. That's a win. And it's just not that easy.
It's not that easy, but he's made it look that easy, and he's kind of pitcher assumes that type of responsibility. He wants his teammates and to think that way. And you know what? Guys like playing behind him because they know he gets the ball, he throws strikes, and all Woody will tell you is, I got good defense. My guys make the plays behind me.
Williams has struck out 3. The only blemish on his record, a 2-out 4-pitch walk to Vernon Wells last inning. But he uses these guys. 2-2.
Gave up 4 runs in his last game when he lost. Look at that, only 60 pitches, 61 pitches, 40 of them strikes.
Cairo. 2 out.
Averages 109 and a half, but he can go further than that.
That begs the question then, as he pitches here in the 5th inning, how many does he have? 62.
And
see what you miss when you look down for all these emails?
Woody just goes out there, and the question it has is, you know, how long do you let him go?
On 0-1. 1 ball, 1 strike on Dave Berg. Berg off the hands. Woody just keeps moving it in and out. And I think you are exactly correct that Woody Williams is out there pitching as if it's a 0-0 game.
I mean that's what you do. You go out there, or you say you got a 1-0 lead. Curveball here. Works on both sides of plate, up and down, throws strikes. Guys really don't center the ball. You want the slider. Here's a fastball away.
Full count.
Berg, the only guy with a few at bats against him. He was 5 for 11. Pair of doubles. Fastball down.
And another foul.
Danny said shake this time, then another fastball down and away. Can't get around on it. A lot of pitchers have better stuff than Woody Williams, but not too many have a better makeup.
Into right center field. Eduardo Perez will put it in his satchel and in the inning. He makes it look so easy. He is halfway through it. He has not allowed a hit. It's 8-0 Cardinals going to the bottom of the 5th. You buy Bud Light for the great taste that won't fill you up and never let you down. Make it a Bud Light tomorrow night. Cardinals tonight at 6:30, and it's game one of the set. Tino Martinez hits another line drive. Game one of the set with the Baltimore Orioles. Cardinals will have Tomko on the mound. Take on a former National Leaguer, Rick Helling, who the Cardinals saw with Arizona.
Got one of those throwback games on Saturday.
Another line drive, and again it's pulled foul, and a dangerous ball down into the seats. A little different look to Tino here the last few games. Our guys in the truck, guys and gals, are working hard. As Martinez goes down, gets it, flies it into deep right center field. It is off the wall. What a good at bat. 2 rockets foul and then a double into right center field.
Another multi-hit game for Tino. Single, now a double. You know, he hit a triple yesterday. We got some entertainment for you. Off to the races, folks. Yesterday, Tino and Matheny hit triples. Today, Woody hits a triple. Who's the fastest of the bunch? I'm set on Woody.
He's in there standing up before the other two.
No time?
No time.
Let's see if they qualify for the Belmont.
Runner at second, nobody out. And a ball high to Matheny. On deck is Woody Williams, who not only has not allowed a hit on the mound, at the plate, he's driven home 4 runs. That will not advance Tino Martinez, you wouldn't think. Reed Johnson comes to get it. 1 out. So Woody Williams, who has an RBI groundout and a 2-out 3-run triple, every step of which we just showed you, walks in, and a huge hand for the Cardinal starter.
Joe, nice hand for Woody Williams, but he did beat the trio. He was the leader, 13.5 seconds for his triple, and it was a stand-up variety. The other 2, 14.
He was coasting.
He was coasting.
Brian McCann and the truck put that together. Thanks for that work. And here's a strike over the inside part from Josh Towers, who was due up second in the Toronto 6th. The 0-1. 0-2.
Surveying the defense, setting them up. I'd rather have him pitch, though.
On the outside corner, 2 out. It's up to Cairo. Second strikeout for Towers. And Cairo will be the man. Miguel is 1 for 2 with a single run scored and a sac fly into center back in the second.
Nice job filling in for Vina back in California, rehabbing that surgically repaired hamstring.
Right back up the middle. Towers catches it in the air. Good play and saved the hit and run. That will send this game into the 6th inning. It's 8-0 Cardinals. Woody Williams hasn't given up a hit. He goes back to work. Portion of Cardinal baseball on Fox Sports Net, brought to you by Kia Motors. 7 cars, 1 belief. Kia. And by Geico Direct, the sensible alternative. Well, the only drama that's left in this, at least the only drama at the moment, is will Toronto get a hit? Only in the 6th inning. The only man to reach, as Chris Woodward flies one into right. Eduardo Perez has it. 1 out. The only man to reach for Toronto, a 2-out 4-pitch walk to Vernon Wells in the 4th inning. Woodward is gone, and now Towers, the pitcher, will stand in. Towers took over for Hendrickson in the third. Get out of the inning. First pitch swinging. He pops it up to the right side for Tino Martinez. Gets a little more serious if Woody Williams can get through this sixth inning without allowing a hit. The man standing in his way is the leadoff hitter, Reed Johnson. 2 out, nobody on. Strike one to Johnson. Cardinals have scored 8. They've left 5 on. The Blue Jays have had only the one base runner. Johnson has flied to center twice. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Sometimes you get an efficient inning like this, Joe, and that'll extend you or all the way through that complete game.
Shaking off the slider, going with a fastball and drilling the inside corner. Strike 2.
Now, Woody's a veteran. He uses that catcher as a guide, but he'll call his own game. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Curveball.
2-2. Jason Worth has come into the on deck circle. Looks like he'll take over for Catalinato. These Blue Jays will go to Cincinnati next. They'll have a good one pitching tomorrow, Roy Halladay. 2-2 pitch. That's a comebacker. Woody Williams is through 6 hitless innings. Nothing Cardinals after 5.5. Here's the heavy hitter, Expedition, with $3,000 cash back or 0% financing. Only at your Quality Ford stores. Your home run to Cardinal baseball fun. Towers goes back to the hill. New right fielder in the game is Jason Worth. Reed Johnson goes to left. Strike 1 on Edmonds. Catalinato will get the rest of the night off. Edmonds has a double. He's been hit by a pitch. He scored a run and he pops it up left side. Going to be a tough play if anyone can get there, and it's out of play. Last time up it was Edmonds against this pitcher Towers. Towers hit him.
Nobody wants to sit with Woody.
They don't want to break up his mojo.
Oh man, his mojo is working tonight. Everybody says, you know, you can't talk about a no-hitter or anything like that. You don't think he knows? Doesn't know?
Yeah. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Edmonds.
And that big scoreboard out there, don't ever look at it.
Only 1 base runner allowed and a walk. Edmonds trying to get payback for being hit by a pitch. That'll work. 9-0. Home runs for Edmonds now. That's the way you get a guy back.
That's absolutely right, Joe. The guy wants to flunk you the first time. Well, the next time, throw me a strike. And might have been looking of it off the Ice Mountain sign.
Up and into Pujols. Edmonds hit that ball one-handed.
Jason Worth going after it. I know his dad. Dad used to play.
Oh, what a rip by Pujols, strike one. I didn't know that.
Yeah, he's from Springfield, Illinois. Look at this. Watch this. Kind of inside a little bit, clears his hips, pulls off, and one-hands it over the wall.
Pujols trying to answer into left. Sends it down to the corner, might get out. It is gone for a home run. Reed Johnson with an argument, a mild argument, and it's 10-0. Number 16 for Albert.
These Cardinal fans are having fun tonight. Back-to-back home runs. 10-0. 11 base hits. Must have gone right off the foul pole. No, it looks like the netting of the foul pole.
That's an area we can't really see from our vantage point, so that's our first look at it. Reed Johnson tried to put up a mild protest, but the third base umpire Kerwin Danley called it immediately. Byron Hall of Eldon, Missouri sends us a nice email and says his question is, can we type about what we cannot talk about with Woody Williams right now? The guys in the dugout aren't going to say anything. On the internet, are they allowed to type what's happening? As Rowland goes up there swinging, 2 hops. Berg takes care of Scott Rowland. 1 out here in the bottom of the 6th inning. The bench reaction, including Edmonds, who just went deep. A little body language, body English, everything from Morris and Edmonds. It's 10-0.
You still keep your concentration going, but it's a lot of fun when you got a game like this. But Tony still won't change his demeanor.
Cardinals won 11-5 Tuesday, 8-5 last night, and lead 10-0 here tonight.
I think Toronto's going to remember their first visit to St. Louis.
The 0-1. Renneria into right center field. Park will hold it. That's Wells. 2 out. Albert's sitting next to him.
He don't know any different.
Rowland's right there.
Yeah,
nobody's talking
but
about
Woody doesn't talk. I mean, Rowland doesn't talk.
Perez now. Eduardo's had another nice start. A walk and a run scored in the 2nd. A base hit and a run scored, even a stolen base in the 3rd. They took an RBI away from him. Boy, he's getting good swings. These guys are just hammering at pitches.
Well, we noticed, and we said that after the first game, how the Blue Jays go up there hanging, throwing out ropes. The Cardinals are answering. And they're going to do that until you get anything that's thrown inside. But they found out if you hit Edmonds, it wakes up people too.
We're up to 6,000 email messages.
Today?
I think today. 1 ball, 1 strike. Actually, 5,100 new messages.
5,100 new
I think
messages.
that's a new Fox Sports Midwest record.
Right. Yeah, and we're only in the 6th inning. The 7th inning, I guess. No, we're in the 6th.
Not in the 7th yet. That continues as the count's 2-2.
It even becomes contagious.
The inning is over, but the Cardinals add to their lead. Edmonds got one just over the wall in right. Pujols just fair and just over the wall in left. Woody back to the mound. 7th inning. Jason Worth, his first at bat. Batting in place of Catalanato. Took over in the outfield and takes a strike. Strike two.
You know who his grandfather is?
No.
Kentucky Schofield. Dick Schofield is. That's where I remember. Dennis, his father, played parts of 4 seasons with the Yankees, Kansas City Royals. And then his mother, Kim, was Schofield's daughter. Kim competed in the U.S. Olympic trials in long jump and 100 meters.
See if Williams can put him away on 0-2. 33,729 paid to see this one. It was a good crowd. Didn't know it was that big. And I wonder if at the end of the night they'll be keeping these ticket stubs forever.
Could be. Could be that kind of magical night.
On the outside corner, 1 out. 4 strikeouts now for Williams.
There it is, right threading it down and away. And Woody picking up his 4th strikeout.
Now Vernon Wells, who is the only man to reach base tonight, with a 2-out walk in the 4th inning. First pitch swinging and a pop-up. Tino Martinez, 6 2/3 innings pitched. Their biggest bat is coming up now.
All those zeros right in the right places. Hits, runs, and earned runs. Delgado, he's going, wait a minute, I remember Woody Williams. He was a 500 pitcher when he was with us.
Delgado used to catch. Caught Woody Williams.
Sure he had to.
Two out, nobody on. Delgado. 10-0 Cardinals in the 7th.
"17 home runs, 58 RBIs. That's tops in the American League.
The defense on a night like this becomes so important. It always is, but as Woody Williams tries to go without giving up a base hit. On the outside corner, 1-2. A big threat standing at the plate.
Demetman's just moved about 3 feet to his left into center, or right center.
Off Williams to Renteria. Inning over. It's time to stretch. 7 full innings pitched by the Cardinal right-hander. He has not allowed a hit. Got a piece. Edgar took care of the rest. It's 10-0 Cardinals. They're a part of this one tonight. No doubt to this point, Pennzoil protection play is this off Williams to the shortstop Renteria to maintain what Woody is working on here in the 7th.
He deflects the ball over there, and Renteria is right there, takes his time, completes the play, but it was priceless watching Woody Williams as that ball got by him, thinking it was a base hit. He was like laying on the mound, just hoping and praying that Renteria would be there, and his defense was.
Here's a look at the face of Woody Williams as that ball got past him.
Watch him throw this ball. Deflects it up here. Now watch him laying down, and might have hurt himself a little bit there.
Yeah, he limped off the mound a little bit. They were checking the back of his leg, I believe his left leg. New pitcher's Jeff Tam, who we saw in game 1 of this series, taking on Tino Martinez, who is now 6 out of 12 in this series. The call to the bullpen, courtesy of the Renaissance Grand Hotel. Martinez, think he's ready to hit. He's on his toes. ready to unload. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 out of 3 tonight, 6 out of 12 in the series, and his average up to 265.
Well, that's what happens, Joe. Is you get excited. You can't wait to get there. Bats are jumping out. No cork though.
Good pitch down and in from Tam, who Martinez saw. Jeff was with Oakland. It'll be Martinez to be followed by Matheny and then Woody Williams. Martinez talked about changing his stance a little bit, changing his approach, and improved pitch selection.
Yeah, the pitch selection I think is what has helped him the most. Working better counts. Helping himself out by not trying to pull everything.
Nobody's leaving this 10-0 game. Martinez with a count of 1-2. Stays that way.
Woody Williams is bat and helmet. He's scheduled to be the 3rd hitter. Comes a changeup.
1 out. Martinez a single, a run scored, a strikeout, a double, a strikeout. Towers went 3 1/3 innings here tonight. The starter Hendrickson 2 2/3. Mike Matheny, who was the one who hit the ball into left. It was initially called an out and a catch by Catalinato. It was trapped. Then a reversal on the call, which was made by Kerwin Danley, which led to a 10+ minute argument from Carlos Tosca, the since ejected manager for the Toronto Blue Jays in this umpiring crew. Here comes a 1-0 pitch. That's foul.
Not only is Woody Williams pitching a gem, but he also has 4 RBIs in this ball game.
Strike 2. You wonder if he tweaked something in his leg as he kind of turned over on that ground ball back up the middle to end the top of this 7th inning off the bat of Delgado. If that is the case, what kind of an at-bat he will have here in the bottom of the 7th. He is up next. If there's ever a time to mail in an at-bat, it's coming right now, as Matheny grounds out 2 away. It's against his nature. This crowd to its feet for Woody Williams for what he's trying to do here tonight and all that he's done in a Cardinal uniform. See if he takes the bat off his shoulder. One ball, 1 strike. With 2 out, nobody on. Tam I would be surprised if Woody Williams took a swing. He does, and he pops it up. Julie Mayer was the merchandise prize winner in the Hyundai Long Drive inning sweepstakes. Julie will have to get another shot at it, trying to qualify for a chance at a Hyundai Elantra GT at the end of the season. To register, visit a St. Louis area Hyundai dealer to complete an entry form. Woody Williams back to the hill. 8th inning now, 10-0. ZX2 with $3,000 cash back or 0% financing. Ford and your quality Ford store. Your home to Cardinal baseball fun. A lot of fun tonight, a lot of runs, but the story now, no hits for Toronto. Tom Wilson at the plate. It'll be Wilson, Hudson, and Dave Berg. Strike one. The Cardinals added to their speed in the outfield by putting Kerry Robinson in left for Pujols, and so Taguchi in right for Eduardo Perez, and they're thrown right into a tense situation as that defense tries to back Woody Williams. See the Cardinals defense and where it ranks in the National League. They try to back Woody Williams as he tries to hold Toronto hitless.
Good news down in Tennessee is Jason Isringhausen threw up a 0. Pitched 1 inning, 14 pitches, struck out 1 batter. Girardi was 2 for 4 in that game. He got 8 innings. But right now, this is the story. 1 base runner, a walk to Vernon Wells back in the 4th inning. Otherwise, a perfect game.
A 2-1.
Two count. There's a fastball.
Got him on the inside corner, 1 away. 5 outs away.
Set him up inside and moves into it, and right there, thread in the pocket. You know, when you have that open stance and then you stride into the ball, a good place to pitch is inside.
Now it's Orlando Hudson. 4 for 10 in this series. He takes a rip. Strike one. .93 with his pitch count, well within the typical limits. On 0-1. 0-2.
2 calls for the curveball, didn't want it. Fastball, going to throw the slider.
Still 0-2.
Fastball away.
Ball 1.
Changeup. Didn't want that. Didn't want the curveball. Didn't want the slider. Fastball in.
Base hit. No hit bid is over. And it's Orlando Hudson, who's 5 of 11 in this series. The guy who gets it. And now Williams gets it from these fans. as well get a double play ball. Handshakes and hugs now for Woody Williams from his teammates. He came close. Got into the 8th inning. Went 7 1/3, no-hit baseball.
Well, he shakes off a curveball, then a slider, goes with a fastball in. So 1-2 pitch. Remember, he threw a fastball away and leaves it down and in. I think if he had it over to do, want to elevate that pitch a little bit. But he threw the one he wanted, and I have to believe his night's through. I mean,
the copyrighted telecast presented by authority of the St. Louis Cardinals and may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form. The accounts and descriptions of the game may not be disseminated without the expressed written consent of the St. Louis Cardinals. Cardinal Baseball is a production of Bud Sports and is an exclusive presentation of Fox Sports Net. From one classy guy to another, Cliff Polite, St. Louis and Vianney High product, former Cardinal, farmhand and big leaguer, and it's good to see him in the big leagues. And Al, he's a closer now for the Toronto Blue Jays.
yeah, he's got 9 saves. He allowed them to move Escobar to the rotation, and he's taken over, and they say he's throwing in the high 90s. That was 95. Vianney High School.
One ball, 2 strikes. Mid-90s fastball there to Miguel Cairo. Polite came up with the Cardinals in '98, started the season with a big league club after a just tremendous spring training. Made the club out of spring training, but went 2 and 3 in only 8 starts and a 6.32 ERA. Then back to the minor leagues, then into the Phillies organization as he misses ball 2.
I think he envisioned being on this mound here in St. Louis and one more time in this series, but not under these circumstances with his ball club trailing by 10.
2 balls and a strike on Cairo. 95 from Polite. Cliff is 29 years old. Won't turn 30 until February. Still lives here in St. Louis. Works out here over the off season. And a former 54th round draft choice for the Cardinals in '95. Cardinals fresh off the draft. They got Polite in the 54th round back then. And Cairo pops it foul. That'll get out of play. Well, just to give you the specifics about no-hitters, now that we can officially let it all out and talk about it, the Cardinals have had 9 in their franchise history since '71. You see those 5. The last one, Bud Smith at San Diego 2 years ago. Jose Jimenez in that game against Randy Johnson at Arizona. Cairo starts the inning with a hit. I tell you, Miguel Cairo has had a fantastic series at the plate.
Well, Joe, he was hitting .350 in his first 5 games, replacing Pena, and then he kind of hit a wall. You know what happens to bench guys. He had the day off. He went hitless on Tuesday, but the last 2 days he's got 5 more base hits, and he understands his role very well, but making a statement of what kind of player he is, and we all knew it. We knew we were very fortunate to have him.
Orlando Palmeiro will bat for Jim Edmonds and take a strike. Edmonds had a nice night. A double, a strikeout, hit by a pitch, scored a run, and then homered against the same guy who hit him. Cardinals will improve to 4 games over the 500 mark. They will have won 4 in a row, try to make it 5 in a row tomorrow night here at home against Baltimore. Hermanson, who's been begging for work, will get his opportunity for that tonight.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those situations. Sure, everyone would love to have Woody complete the game, but if you can save an inning or 2 here and there, They'll be that much stronger in September.
It's off the top of the dugout, the Blue Jay dugout. 0-2 on Palmeiro. Vladimir Guerrero probably have to go on the DL with a herniated disc in his back. He is a free agent to be this offseason. 0-2 pitch to Palmeiro. That's well hit into right. Will it stay fair? No. Palmeiro making a bid for his second home run of the season.
Martinez. Back slapping on Woody. Woody, what a great competitor he is. We showed it one more time to the home fans. Fun game when it's 10-0. Bang out 12 hits again. You play airless baseball.
Woody's next start will be in Boston.
I think it's the rotation for New York that we were talking about. I think it is Woody and, not in this order, but Morris, Simon Tachi, and Woody. Maybe that order.
How will Tino Martinez feel going back to Fenway and then Yankee Stadium that he used to call home? Palmeiro, good pitch from Polite. 1 on, 1 out.
More teaching done at the big league level today, and maybe he was simply explaining why he would take Woody out after such a dramatic performance.
Gary Robinson now is first at bat of the night. How about the night for Pujols? He replaced Albert. At the top of this 8th, Pujols had a sac fly for an RBI, a double run scored, a single, and a home run.
So we were on the road when Kerry was notified of his second demotion, and we were told that there was some.
Another hit. Robinson gets his 8th of the year, 8 out of 40.
And see Woody kind of reacting, pulling for all of his teammates like they were pulling for him. But there were comments that that Kerry was very upset with being sent down, and he sought me out yesterday because these were all, and I said, well, we didn't know anything about it. We just were kind of heard about it based on a newspaper report. And he said, totally to the contrary. Tony and I don't know where any of that started from. He said, I was more than happy to go down because I knew I could get my batting stroke back. And remember, we went down the first time and he hit about 348. He said, I want to play. I needed to go down.
Wilson Delgado gets an at bat as he steps in for Roland. Widger and Drew still left on the bench. Hermanson will come out of the bullpen and work the ninth. This has been the best series of the season for the Cardinals, with the way they have dominated a very good Toronto Blue Jay team.
Yes, remember they said Blue Jays came in 2 games back. I guess the good thing is they're not losing too much ground. They also had won 9 out of 11, and they had swept Boston and New York to pick up 9.5 games in May.
Delgado late in the count, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well, Boston lost. The Yankees won tonight, so the Yankees are back in first place by a half game over the Red Sox. New York got the second win in as many starts from Jose Contreras. Right-hander George Steinbrenner had been hoping to see in the rotation.
Kind of, didn't he force him back into the rotation?
Joe Torre and others say no, but let's just say that George made a lot of noise and made it well known that they paid him $8 million a year for 4 years, Contreras, to be a starter, and thought he had electric stuff.
And he didn't have good bullpen stuff.
Not at all. but he's 2 for 2 as a starter. 1 at Detroit and 1 at Cincinnati. 2 on, 1 out. A ball and 2 strikes on Delgado. 2-2. Delgado gets a piece to stay up there. Polite works out at Magna Fitness right there in Clayton over the offseason. I don't know what he's been lifting or what they've been doing, but mid-90s from Cliff Polite. He didn't throw like that as a younger man in a Cardinal uniform.
It was more like 88, 89.
It really was,
topping
wasn't
out. Yeah. Below Major League fastball.
Delgado to the right side for a base hit. 3 hits in the inning. They're going to hold Cairo. And the throw by Worth is cut off. Bases loaded, 1 out as some of the backups get a chance to play. And Delgado, Robinson, Cairo, all with hits in this inning.
I got to get Renteria having some fun, but those guys been sitting on the bench were energized watching Woody go out there and deal. They want to be part of this fun.
Two grand slams in the career of Renteria. Who says, wait a minute, everybody else gets the rest of the night off. How about me?
Going up there hacking.
Cardinals acquired Bill Selby yesterday from the Indians organization. And they sent him immediately to Memphis, but maybe at some point they'll call him up to back up the infield positions. Bases loaded, 1 out. That's into right field, and it'll get out of play. Strike 2. This crowd, and many have stayed around, 33,729. Well, they want to see more runs. 10-0 in the bottom of the 8th. Renteria into deep right field. Worth back to get it. That'll be a sac fly for an RBI. Cairo tags and scores, and Robinson tags and goes to third. It's 11-0. If you'd like to win Cardinal tickets and participate in the Southwest Airlines Family of the Game promotion, here's your chance. Send your name, address, and phone number to Southwest Airlines Family of the Game, P.O. Box 771192, St. Louis, Missouri 63177. I think on that play, Al, when Cairo tagged and scored, that's the right play. I believe Oquendo is trying to hold Robinson at second. Kerry Robinson tagged up, advanced to third, I think just on instinct, even though it's 11-0.
And that would make sense because he kind of trotted over there like saying, what do you mean?
Yeah, he kind of stopped about a third of the way there and then just said, ah.
Because they could have kind of really thrown over there and got him out. But, you know, you just don't want to embarrass someone.
First and third, 2 out, no balls, 1 strike. Taguchi into right center field. That ball's going to get down. They're going to bring Delgado around as well. 2 runs come home. And Cliff Polite does not have a nice return to his home ballpark. It's 13-0.
So Taguchi got part of the action here. And he hits this one with authority into right center. Plugs the gap out there. 2 runners come home, and we've got the baker's dozen. Remember when the 13-run pool? You could go a month or 2 before that thing anybody reached that. Now it's almost every other day. and the Cardinals do it here tonight.
We may have a pitching change.
I think they are, because you just don't want to leave your closer out there for this many pitches, because they've got a game tomorrow. So you don't really want to do it. Trevor Miller's going, I don't want to come in this game, but if that's your closer, you can't let him get beat up.
Straight up change in a 13-0 game, even with the pitcher due up second in the ninth inning. So Taguchi chases the on his own Cliff Polite. So we'll have to have a pitching change here in the bottom of the eighth inning. Big night for Woody Williams and the Cardinals. A look at the Brewery and a reminder that Cardinals baseball on Fox Sports Net brought to you by Smooth Bush Beer. Easy drinking Bush Light. We are in the bottom of the eighth inning. Chris Widger is going to come off the bench and bat for Tino Martinez, and Al, I think that's more. I know why Tony La Russa is making the change. He doesn't care about getting another hit, doesn't care about getting another run, but he would like Tino Martinez to end the night 2 for 4 with a double, a single, a run scored, let his night be finished, and let Widger come in and hit. Tino Martinez has been all smiles this entire 3-game series, and that is definitely true again here tonight.
Yeah, and that's what you want to see, is you want to keep things very, very positive. They can put Widger back behind the plate, move Matheny to first base. They can do whatever they want to do. I guess that guy named J.D. Drew's not good enough to get in this game.
So Widger is the hitter. Trevor Miller on the mound. Matheny on deck. Pretty good rip by Widger.
As you look at this game, 13-0 Cardinals. Houston is finishing up with our opponent tomorrow night, Baltimore, and Houston has got an 11-1 lead.
Swept the Orioles while the Cardinals sweep the Blue Jays. So the Cards will stay a game out behind the combination of Chicago and Houston. That's the way the day started. That's the way tomorrow will start. Houston, I believe, plays Tampa Bay next. The Cardinals play Baltimore, and the Cubs host the Yankees, who lost their series at Cincinnati 2-1. 1 ball, 2 strikes on Widger. Two and 2. Blue Jays will have Woodward, then a pinch hitter, then Reed Johnson in their ninth inning. Even with the 12-minute or so argument between Carlos Tosca and this umpiring crew, and the Cardinals banging out 13 runs on 15 hits, it's still not even a 3-hour game, because Woody Williams faced only 1 over the minimum on the other side. His night is finished after pitching 8 innings. Widger's gone, and so are the Cardinals in the 8th, but not before they come up with 3 more RBIs by Renteria and so Taguchi. 9th inning now. Hermanson on to pitch. Cards up by 13. Saturday, July 12, the Cardinals play the Padres. It's Fujifilm Photo Day at the ballpark. Fans with cameras will be allowed to go down to the field from 5 to 6 and take photos of their favorite Cardinals players and Fred Bird. That's Saturday, July 12th. The Cardinals and the Padres. Padres have the worst record in the major leagues. 314-421-2400 or log on to stlcardinals.com for tickets. They're playing Detroit. And things have changed for Bruce Bochy and that Padres team. Very young. This call to the bullpen is brought to you by the Renaissance Grand Hotel, and it's Dustin Hermanson.
First time Dustin has pitched on this homestand, 17th game overall. See, he's strikeouts. He's got more walks than strikeouts. 11 free passes, 9 strikeouts. He had not pitched in 11 days, and so desperately trying to get him back into some game action. So Taguchi goes to center field. Almero stays in the game, plays right field. Carey was already in there, so a completely new outfield. Widger stays in the game, play first base. Delgado over at third. Matheny back behind the plate, and Wally Bell still calling balls and strikes.
This umpiring crew did the right thing back in the bottom of the second when they congregated to get the call right on a disputed play out in left. That is hit deep into left field. Woodward gets into one. Robinson back at the wall. It's gone. A home run. The shutout is gone, and Dustin Hermanson with one pitch gives up the home run, and this crowd lets him hear it.
Dustin just sagging his shoulders, and you can't do that. I mean, you got to bow your neck, and under circumstances you haven't pitched for a while. Fastball kind of moving in on him, but it's up, and he hits the nail on the backside of the wall. Just gets over, and Carey gives a valiant effort, but this is why you've got to get him in this type of game to get his command back.
Strike one to Howie Clark, who we've seen at third base in this series. He started game one there. Bordick started there last night. Dave Berg started there tonight. Strike two on Clark.
He's been in the game for a little bit in left field, as Johnson has moved from all 3 outfield positions.
Another base hit, so a home run, a single to right. So there's one on, still nobody out. Top of the order now. Reed Johnson will be the hitter. The Midwest Sports Report coming up. Let's check in with the studio.
Coming up next in the Busch Light Midwest Sports Report, complete live post-game coverage of the Jays and Redbirds, an update on Jason Isringhausen's rehab outing in Tennessee. Plus, you'll hear from Blues captain Al McInnes. That's coming up next. But first, back to Joe and Al. Guys?
Runner at first, nobody out. Hermanson will pitch to Reed Johnson. Strike one. Interesting quotes out of David Wells, Al, who is going to start for the Yankees at Wrigley Field tomorrow, the first of their 3-game weekend set. Saturday's game is on Fox, the network. Roger Clemens going for win number 300. His quote was, very simply, he shouldn't play. I know it's a big series and all, but that doesn't mean anything. He got caught, and he said if he does play, it won't make any difference. Joe Torre added to it. He said it's unfortunate, it's a bad message if they let him play.
I think that's what we have been saying also. Can't understand why he wasn't immediately suspended yesterday morning.
Kicked out of the game, a run taken off the board.
What are you going to investigate?
Baseball is just dragging its feet. A 1-2 to Reed Johnson. He didn't go. 2-2. Full count. So Woody Williams went 8 innings. His time on the mound went by, what would you say, total time? About 18
Half hour.
minutes?
Yeah. Well, I was given with the commercial time in between.
The 3-2 pitch. Johnson stays up there. I mean, it was, I don't know, 20, 30 minutes at the most, 20 minutes?
Couldn't have been much, you know, because virtually 3 up, 3 down, except for 1 inning, and then 98 pitches total.
Faced only 1 over the minimum. Just sticking the bat out to get a piece as Johnson continues to battle. Why not? He's not going to cash in this at bat just because it's 13-1.
They got a lot of young guys here that kind of Toronto trying to do the Oakland method, pick up guys off the scrap heap, find guys, young players that want to play, try and do things more economical.
Dustin can't mail in this appearance here because it was 13-0. He's got to look at this as an opportunity.
That's right, and Tony La Russa and Dave Duncan are getting mad at him, just like Mike Matheny just kind of go, come on now, get going. The last thing you want to do is get somebody else up. And Dustin can't slump those shoulders, can't feel sorry for yourself. Yeah, you haven't pitched in 11 days, but this is an opportunity. And go prove to them that the next time there's an opportunity for a right-hander that your name should be called.
2 on, nobody out, ball 1. The body language by Dustin Hermanson is
that's it exactly
disappointing.
It is disappointing because he's better than this. It wasn't anything. Remember, he had a little health problem that started part of the reason why he didn't pitch so much, or why he didn't pitch there for a long time, and then circumstances got it up to 11 days because the starters were going so deep into ball games. But when Tony has to go to the phone right now and feels like you can't protect this type of lead, well, what lead can you protect?
Can't throw a strike. It's 3-0.
There's scouts in the stands, there's other people out there, and you've got to want to compete.
That is hammered fair down the left field line. Good swing by Worth. The run scores. First and third, still nobody out. And Esteban Yan is getting ready in a hurry, and this crowd is restless.
Well, it just kind of takes a, when it was a magical evening, you kind of
brings you back to reality.
Yeah, it brings you back to reality, and I mean, it's there have been times when people have come back from such large leads, but it also sends a message, that, Dustin, and I'm sure one of the things they're saying is, I know you haven't pitched 11 days. Yeah, you don't have your command, but you've been out there now for 25 pitches. You better find it now, and you better show us you want to finish this game. Because if I can't pitch you in this game, what game can I pitch you in?
Dustin Hermanson never did look Dave Duncan in the eyes as Duncan was talking to him.
No, and his stature with this ball club isn't that to that point where he can afford to pitch this way and stay on this club. That's just point blank.
That's out of play. Well, it certainly can't be taken if you're Dustin Hermanson like it's been a big conspiracy to keep you out of ball games.
No.
It's just the way that it's all fallen over the past couple of weeks. And
remember, we talked about Calero, and even Eldred needed more work too.
Eldred went 2 perfect innings last night in getting the save as the count goes to 1-1 from Hermanson. Last time he pitched May 25. Gave up a couple of runs on 3 hits in an inning and a loss to Pittsburgh. Still nobody out. Ken Huckabee at the plate. 2-1. Huckabee is the 3rd catcher in this lineup or on this team for Toronto. He's the guy who made that play down at 3rd on opening day, that diving tag on Derek Jeter when Jeter injured his left shoulder. That's just scorched into left center field. Going to get down, go to the wall. 1 run scores. They're going to hold Worth at third. It's a 13-3 game. It's second and third, nobody out. Delgado's coming up. And I would be surprised if Hermanson lasts long enough to see Delgado.
They're going to stall. The problem is for, you know, Esteban or anybody else down there, they kind of shut down. You know, but Jan also is going to take the attitude that, hey, I'm trying to get myself back in pitching shape. Remember, he hadn't thrown for 13 days prior to the trade coming to the Cardinals. But this is embarrassing when you can't have to take a reliever out with this kind of lead.
So Hermanson is finished here in the 9th inning. And Esteban Jan will come in to pitch. It's 13-3, second and third, nobody out for Toronto. Today's Play the Game brought to you by Budweiser. The best things in life are the things that are true. Budweiser. This started all kinds of controversy and trouble. This trap play and left that was originally ruled a catch. It would have been an inning ending, obviously, triple play, but Kerwin Danley then, to his credit, brought the umpires together. They had a conference. They overruled the call by Danley at third, and then Carlos Tosca went out and had about a 10 or 11 minute discussion, argument with the umpires. I think part of it was because he thought Martinez would have been forced out at second. The replay showed differently. This umpiring crew deserves credit for getting the call right, and that is the play of the game without a doubt. The only other option was the base hit by Orlando Hudson with 1 out in the top of the 8th that broke up the no-hit bid by Woody Williams. Delgado grounds the first pitch to Widger. 1 out. In to score is Worth. What was, Al, an opportunity for Dustin Hermanson now becomes an opportunity for Esteban Jan to come in, shut the door, end the night, and show what he can do.
Well, mentally, you've got to justify at times down there. And I think Tony really all was trying to do was to try and give Dustin an opportunity to get himself. He hadn't pitched in 11 days. Wasn't anything that Dustin did. Wasn't anything Tony did other than his ball club was winning. The starters were going deep. Other guys were called upon. But he didn't help his chances for his next time out the way he performed.
1 ball, no strikes. Batter is Tom Wilson, the catcher, 0 for 3. In this game, his first start of the series, he has struck out twice. These hitters now facing somebody other than Woody Williams, who had them tied in knots all night. That's to the left side. High hop for Delgado. Run scores, 2 out. So Jan has come on to get 2 ground balls for outs. 2 runs have scored. They were inherited runners. They go on the record of Dustin Hermanson, who ends up giving 5 runs in this inning in a 13-5 game now, but 2 out. The batter's Hudson.
Yeah, all 5 of these runs have charged to Dustin. 4 hits, 1 walk.
Hudson, the guy who broke up the no-hitter last inning. Strike 1. 1 out in the 8th inning, and Hudson got a base hit, sharply hit through the right side. That should do it. That will do it. Cardinals sweep Toronto. Nice work by Jan to come on to get 3 ground balls to end the night. It's a 13-5 Cardinal win. The Cards have won 4 in a row. They're 4 games over 500. The Orioles in town. The game tomorrow night on Fox Sports Net. Now it's time for the Midwest Sports Report. For Dan and Al, I'm Joe. Let's go to the studio.